All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Lions Talk Live. You know what? Memorial Day edition coming at you. And I do want to say this is only going to be about a half-hour show today, just because the holiday, going to get out and do some stuff. Going to do actually one or two showings before we head on out for the day and have a little fun. And Jen has told me I got to make sure that I try to keep some of the stuff under wraps today and not go on too long with stuff. All right, so with that being said, as you can tell from the thumbnail within the video, hey, I got a reason for us to believe, on top of a multitude of stuff, why this team may change and even be vastly better than last year's team. One of those is the addition of defensive line coach Terrell Williams. Now, as we all know, he replaced John Scott Jr., who served 1 year in the position last year, notable year, but also one of the things a lot of pundits would say is the defensive line did not perform as well as anticipated going into the year. Could be a multitude of reasons for that. Maybe it was the defensive line coach. Maybe it was something else. But what we do know is Williams comes in with one heck of a reputation across the NFL. It was considered a big coup for the Lions to be able to sign him away from Tennessee and bring him on in. There's even been talks that if Aaron Glenn kind of fizzles out and does not have a stellar year, that Williams could be the heir apparent at defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Will that happen? I don't know. Personally, I think the Lions are going to have a stellar defense this year. I know we've talked about it for the last several days, in and out over the offseason, but I do think Williams will play an impactful part in seeing a silver rush, silver crush, whatever you want to call it, Blitzburg or whatever you want. Detroit Lions defense in 2024/25, I believe, will be one of the more feared ones across the NFL. I'm not going to say it's going to be number 1 or number 5 in the league, but I do think we can make a push to be a top 10, roughly, defense. We're going to go over some of those thoughts today in regards to Williams, what he brings to the table. But as you all know, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making a push to get to 6,800 subs, and we are about, 80, 85 or something like that away from doing so. Also, if you have a moment of time enjoying the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. Most of you know it helps the channel out a lot, helps get the video out to more and more people, the more thumbs ups or likes it gets. So we try to get each video to roughly 200 to 300 thumbs up or likes or whatever. So, and then last, never least, hey, if you are considering looking for a realtor, someone to work on your behalf to either help you sell your current property or purchase new property, give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. Let me use over 30 years in the industry to your behest, save some money, and also make the process a whole lot easier. Work in Michigan, so anywhere in Michigan, I can help you physically with those components. If you're outside the state of Michigan, you can still contact me, and I can work with you. Just a couple things we have to do differently. So some of you, if you want, I have reached out, and I've helped you out, so hopefully you're having a good experience with all that. All right, let's get on to the show and get it going, because we do have an abbreviated edition this morning. Welcome to Lions Talk Live. Terrell Williams, I think he's going to make a huge impact, and I think you're going to see the sack totals jump a little bit. And I think that's going to be a culmination of things like we talked about. I think Aaron Glenn's going to just be very, very aggressive on defense this year. But part of what Williams does, he also teaches aggression from the defensive line. So is he going to be incorporated with the linebackers? That I guess we'll have to wait and see. But what we can expect is that defense is going to put a priority on rushing and getting to the quarterback. Now, on the way to getting the quarterback during run plays, they're going to have to clean some things up and try to stay focused on the rush. But I think you're going to see a lot of people overly push the pocket from the Lions this year. Last year, we talked about ad nauseum about the funnel formation the Lions use so much. Is that on Glenn? Is that on the former defensive line coach? That we can debate all day. So I will say this. I am expecting a pretty good sack total out of the Detroit Lions. I think we could potentially get twice as many as we did last year. My question is, how much of an impact do you think Williams will have on this team? And who do you think will lead the team? Who do you think will be, the top 5 people to have sacks for the Lions? All right, let's dive into it and see what you guys have to say. Again, abbreviated edition, so we got to get through it a little quicker than normal. All right, JDC, good morning, all. Good morning to you, too. Michael D. Greens, Salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, exclamation points, Super Bowl or bust. Back at you, buddy. And One Pride. Good morning to you, Michael. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. I see Super Bowl, Superdome, or bust. Woo! The first woo of the show. You know what? Yes, the Ric Flair woo right there. All right, Mike the Marine, Audi Dan Lions favorite, do or die season. Woo! Woo! And yes, it is going to be a doofily great season, I believe. Take that. All right, Robert, greetings, everyone. Back at you. Robert, it's great to be a Lions fan. It is, man. And who would have ever guessed it, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that we'd be all sitting here with these kind of expectations that when this regime came in, man, I remember going to the very first game under Dan Campbell at Ford Field against the 49ers. And man, there were so many people just booing, blah, blah, blah. Goff's a bum. Williams needs to be out of the league, which he is now, unfortunately. Just all, just you could just tell the impact of decades of just kind of meh teams. Couple moments here and there where we shine, but nowadays you go to Ford Field, I don't think it's probably nearly as negative as it has been. So good thing on MCDC and everybody in the organization for helping change the mindset of the franchise. All right, Silver, what do you got? Who dat? Yes, who dat? Surfer, good morning, coach and everyone. Back at you. Hit the thumbs up. Yes, hit the like button if you would, please. Bo, so we have a new defensive back and defensive line coach. I'm not sure who is pictured. That would be Terrell Williams, the defensive line coach in the picture. So I think he's going to have a huge impact on the team just because of the rush lane responsibilities and some of the aggressive handwork he teaches for his guys in order to be able to beat blocks and get after the quarterback. You talk to a lot of people from around the league. You talk to different coaches about him who have worked with him. Yeah, he's held in a real high regard. And again, it was considered a little bit of an upset for the Lions to be able to pry him away. So good for the Lions to do that. Good for, Brad Holmes and everybody in between. But I don't know who talked him into coming here, who made the final push to get him to come here, but it was a big one. All right, JDC. Woo! Number 2. There you go. Jason, happy Memorial Day to all! Exclamation point. The show of destiny with Dan the Man. Go Lions, Superdome or bust. All right, I'll take all the above. And hopefully everybody out there watching the show today live or earlier in the day or whatever you watch it. Hopefully you had a great holiday weekend and hopefully you have a good one today too. All right, Frank the Tank is a good coach, makes all the difference. Yes, a good coach does make a big difference. You can see a lot of teams that, what makes a good coach, I don't know. Somebody would have to Scooby-Doo that. But what I can say is I like the fact that this regime, this year, this coaching staff, what do you want to say? They're being aggressive, especially it sounds like on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to say, hey, you're going to hit us in the face sometimes. We're going to get knocked down, but we're going to come after your team a whole lot. In fact, I'm trying to work on a video. It'll be a video, not a live broadcast, more than likely. Probably about a 20-minute, 30-minute video for you guys, maybe to play in a week or two. Just all the things I'm anticipating out of them, trying to break it down like coaching cam, and hopefully you guys have a little fun with it. All right, Damien, do it up today, do crew, exclamation point. Happy Memorial Day to all. Back at you, buddy, and hopefully you're having a great one. Good times. All right, Hooky-Doo, good morning, coach, and do crew, exclamation point. As the Cars would sing it, let's the good times roll. Good grit. Woo! Yes, let the good times roll and have a little grit with your morning dew. All right, Big Eddie, Green Sanitations gang. Who is the guy in the photo? Yeah, that would be the defensive line coach, Terrell Williams. Yes. Yeah, Jason, D-line coach, yes, Terrell Williams. All right, Bo, thanks, Jason. There you go. Susan Scott, it's the new defensive line coach, Terrell Williams at Big Eddie. Yes, man, I'm surprised everybody did recognize him. So good stuff. All right, Dine Drinks. Woo! There you go. Making sure none of you guys are texting me that my mic's off or anything. Saw my phone light up there. Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point. Who will lead us in sacks this season? Question mark. I'm going to guess Hutch until somebody beats him out. All right, so let's go ahead and Scooby-Doo this. Who's going to lead us in sacks this year? Oh, boy. All right, I'll go, just for the sake of discussion, I'll go with Hutch 1. Let's put him around, man, I'm trying to be fair and realistic here. How about 17 sacks? Because I do think he's going to get a lot of one-on-one opportunities because the blitzes. All right, we'll go with him at 1. James Houston at 2. We'll go with him at, I don't know, how about 15? 15 sacks. Let's go Davenport 10. Man. Jack Campbell 7.5. Aleem McNeil, 7.5. And then, oh boy, who else? We'll go with Davenport and Pascal, both around 6. So, I mean, that's a lot of sacks, and that's not even including, your safety blitzes and stuff like that, because I do think you'll see, sort of like late last year, you'll see a lot of the safeties or even cornerbacks blitz on delayed blitzes. But I don't think any of them are going to hit double digits with it. Who knows, though? Who knows? Maybe Iffy or Brian Branch will end up with like 10 sacks. Wouldn't that be something? All right, Nine Drinks, I brought this up yesterday. Hey, we held it for today's show, man. It was a good point. So thank you for that, Nine Drinks. All right, Bo Hutch, number 1 for sure. Bigger question, who is number 2? All right, you heard mine. What do you guys have as far as top 5 or 10 guys on the team with sacks? All right, France, good evening. Do crew, exclamation point. I'm going to guess Coach will say Houston. Yes. Yeah, definitely for sure. I think Houston's going to have a big year. All right, Bird Time. Good morning, Coach. Thanks for all you do for us anytime, man. As you know, I enjoy this jazz. Go Lions. We are getting closer. Woo! Super Bowl bound. I love the sound of that. Woo! Yes, I think it is going to be a super-rific year for the Detroit Lions. Super Bowl-rific, I should say. Bird Time. Good morning, Hookadoo. There you go. Just say K. Greens and salutations all. Back at you. All right, Bo. Woo! Are you? Woo! Woo! The heck are you? There you go. Boy, you sound like the Who right there. Who are you? Hookadoo. Top of the morning, Bird. Go Lions, back at you. All right, Steve, happy Memorial Day to Coach Dan and the Duke crew. Yes, the Duke crew. I hope you guys all get out and have a little fun today. Whatever you're going to do. All right, Patrick, good morning, my brothers and sisters in Christ, my brothers and sisters who are serving and have served, and my brothers and sisters on Lions Talk Live. Woo! Well, good morning to you, Patrick, and all of the above, man. Yeah, I know. Once I've got, like I said, a couple showings this morning. I'm going to stop out and say to the cemeteries that were a lot of my dad, uncles, grandparents, and such people who have served are all residing, and do a little cleanup, and a little say hi, and then get out and have a little fun. All right, Dave. Woo! Doing all the wooing in here. Yes, a whole lot of people. That's who. Lions fan green. Salutations, crew. One day closer to kickoff. Yes, we are. Yes, we are indeed. Quentin, green salutations. Y'all who ready to see the defense shine this year. Man, oh man, Coach, I think we got something brewing. I do. I think, you've heard Aaron Glenn talk about it. You've heard him, announce that he's coming after it. He's going to be aggressive. He feels like that's his mantra. That's what he believes in doing. And to be fair, in his time in Detroit, he's had moments, games where he's been uber aggressive as a coach. And I think he's had some mixed results. I get there's going to be a lot of people who look back at Nick Mullins, throwing for like 10,000 yards against us in 2 games last year. But to be fair, so did everybody else. What I think his style of defense does do, though, is it puts a cumulative pressure on the other team, the other quarterback, the receivers. Yes, they make some big plays, but using Nick Mullins as the example here, you also got a lot of turnovers out of it too. Do the amount of turnovers, override the yards you're going to give up? I would say yes. Now, here's a big question. Last year we gave up a lot of yards, but got turnovers. This year, do we get more turnovers and give up less yards because the defense has simply gotten better, especially in the secondary? I think that's where I'm guessing it's going to go with things. I think we're going to get a lot of sacks. I think you're going to see quarterbacks make errors. Eventually, we all do. If we got dropped back 40, 50 times to pass because we can't run the ball, eventually somebody's going to be a little off with a pass. Eventually, somebody's going to get a tip pass. You guys get the gist. And yes, one of the other questions I guess we should throw out, if we're going to talk about the amount of sacks we're going to have, who's going to lead the team in interceptions, and who are going to be like the top 5 people in interceptions? Because I do believe you're going to see some interceptions this year out of the Detroit Lions secondary. All right, okay, Dave, I think it's Don Burr laughing out loud. Woo! There you go. Yes, just for Don. Yes, I know he is not a fan of the woo. There you go. Bo, the do run. There you go. Motown, green salutations, Coach Duke crew, Lions rule, Bears drool. There you go, Motown Mitch. Super Bowl or bust. I'll take all the above. Jedi Sith, good morning, all. Back at you, my young Jedi. Steve Rogers, good morning, all. The captain is reporting. Well, thank you for always being a part of the show, Cap. Hope you're having a great morning, my friend. Bo, the Force is with us now, Jedi. Yes, the Force is doing a great job with us. See what I did there? Doing. All right, Bo, Bo Duke crew assembled. About to lock stuff up. Yeah, and Davis, it's going to be interesting to see all the interchangeable parts we have in the secondary this year. I have no doubt at some points you will see Terrion Arnold, Davis the third play safety. Could it be that you'll see Rakestraw? Man, in that scenario, those two out at safety, maybe Rakestraw, Robertson, Emmanuel Mosley as the corners. Brian Branch has got to be out there too, right? You got some dudes. You got some rotations. I think it's going to be tough to wear out the cornerbacks this year because you know what? You've got a lot of them and some good ones. All right, Rocky, good morning. All rainy days and Mondays get me down, but it's a good case of Lions talk. But a good case of Lions talk can help out if you smell what the Rock is cooking. I see what you did there. Exclamation points. Super Bowl or bust. Woo! Well, good morning, and sorry to hear that the rainy days got you down. Yeah, it does look a little, gloomy outside or whatever. So that's not something that works for Jen. Totally works for me, though. I love it when it rains. All right, Michael, good morning, all. Can I please get an explanation about the difference between being undrafted free agent and getting drafted? I meant, what are the benefits for both the club and the individual? All right, so let's start with the drafted players. One, nowadays, it's not like it was, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, before they had this rookie salary scale. Back before, nowadays, wherever you're drafted, you pretty much have parameters how much you can and get paid on your high side and your low side. So there's just not a lot of room for negotiating. When you're an undrafted free agent, though, that is not the case. You can get whatever the team is going to give you. How much guaranteed, terms, length, all that stuff. You are a total free agent. You can negotiate to your best behest, and your representation can try to take care of you. So, in a nutshell, that's the difference. One, the drafted player is slotted into an amount. The undrafted player is not. That's why you see, really, when you get to about the 6th round, maybe even the 5th round, there's some guys that are kind of hoping, man, I hope I don't get drafted, because they know that can be a financial windfall for them in the right scenarios. I can't remember. Gosh, it was the kid from Illinois, the wide receiver. He got like $250,000 guaranteed contract to sign with Detroit Lions. So that tells you a lot of teams were contacting his representation to sign him. Instead, he went to Detroit, and I'm guessing it's because he felt like he had a legitimate chance to make the 53-man roster. And there's been other guys. I know there were some guys that escape me right now. This particular draft that did not get drafted, and that now you had teams just trying to come after them super fast, super quick to gain their abilities. And because of that, they got probably a far better payday than they would have if they were drafted in the 7th round or whatever it may be. So good question there, Michael. J-Rod, good Manic Monday, coach and crew, back at you. All right, Patrick, let's see. I had to step away for a second to make myself a cup of freshly roasted and grounded coffee. There you go. Well, hopefully it was a good one there, Patrick. Wayne, love the show. Thanks for that, Wayne. We love you being here too, man. Everybody in the Duke crew appreciates your efforts here. 9 Drinks, Terrell Williams is an amazing coach. Yes, he is. And you know what? He is the talk of the NFL, the talk of the town. The guy, he's got a resume. I wouldn't be surprised if we have him on a 1-year rental, so to speak, because I think he's going to do a pretty good job here. And that's going to probably lead to somebody offer him a defensive coordinator position. And I get if Aaron Glenn hits the cover off the ball this year and doesn't get a head coaching job somewhere else, he'll be the defensive coordinator for the next couple years or whatever. And you'll see a lot of Lions fans lining up and say, man, we should have, if we can't lose Terrell Williams, we got to boot Aaron Glenn. Well, then somebody's got to hire Aaron Glenn. So it's tough, man. The next man up seems to always be the more embraced coach. All right, J-Rod, the boss has spoken. 30 minutes, Daniel. Yes. I have been told. Big D, morning Duke crew. We got a hell of a squad. We do have a hell of a squad here with the Duke crew. So yes, embrace it, enjoy it. Hey, Kurt Steele, Williams was a great hire. I agree, man. And good morning to you too, my friend. 100% great hire, great dude. I can't say enough about him, and I'm excited to see this defense. I think I've made that pretty obvious to people, but I can't wait to see this defense work this year. I think it's going to be incredibly exciting to watch. All right, Big D, what do you got? The Den of Destruction. I like that one, man. I like that one. So we might have to write that one down. Doug, what do you got? Been saying the truth about Williams since he replaced the rookie college scout Scott all off season. Biggest input. I think I'll just make a comment to spread time for others. Thanks for that, man. But yeah, I think I think we all agree. Everybody who's found out anything about him, he's a good hire. He was a big hire for the Detroit Lions. So everybody wants to be a part of the Detroit Lions. Let that sink in for a minute for longtime Lions fans. People want to come here. Higher end talent wants to come here. And you know what? I think the Lions are going to have themselves a pretty special year. All right, Bird time. I'm all in on the defense this year. No excuses for Aaron Glenn. We have the pieces in place. If Davenport stays healthy, that's a bonus. Yes, I think Davenport is a pretty good player. I think his health is obviously the one thing that's held him back in recent years. This could be a breakout year for him. I could be completely wrong. He might be the starting end opposite Hutchinson. If he is, man, I just hope he goes out there and terrorizes things. You got a lot of people you can rotate on the line, the linebackers, the secondary, and we're only talking about the defense here. We're not even begun talking about the offense. The offense could be pretty impressive in two this year, especially if the defense provides more takeaways or stops. It gives the offense more reps. So, yeah, could be an impressive year for sure. Dunk Kong, Super Bowl or bust. Back at you, Donkey. Hopefully having a great morning. J-Rod, Super Bowl, no bust. All right, fair enough. Just the Super Bowl. I like it. All right, Uncle Buzz, 5 minutes of context and the rest reading good mornings. Woo! And exclamation points. There you go. Woo's and exclamation points it is there, Uncle Buzz, and hopefully having a great morning. Let's see. Server, Houston, Davenport, Hutch, Aline, Barnes in this order for the sacks. Ooh, I like the fact that you got Barnes in there. He probably doesn't get enough notice or praise, but the kid can play, and he's really come around, especially last year. He really showed some big growth. All right, so Surfer, you got Houston leading us, Davenport next, Hutchinson third, Aleem fourth, Barnes in that order. I'll go with that, and thanks for that, man. Rocky, can't wait to see the impact of Coach Williams on the defensive line. Hutch will dominate. Could be, man. Could be, especially, yet we haven't put DJ Reader in there for sacks. I don't think he's going to lead the team in that. But he is going to eat up some bodies. He's going to eat up some blockers. And that's going to free up some other people. Eric, morning, everyone. Morning to you too, my friend. Hopefully I'm going to do terrific morning. Matthew, greetings, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Super Dome, exclamation point. Super Bowl, exclamation point. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, it's going to be a woo-rific year for the Detroit Lions. We're woo-rific. All right, J-Rod, Davenport, 10 or 6. You said Davenport twice. Let's go with him. I think I meant I'm going to go with Davenport for 10 sacks. How about that? So my bad. All right, Bird time. Good morning, Matt. Back at you. All right, Matthew. Good morning, Berg. There you go. Hatman, good morning, Coach in the Do Crew. Woo. There we go. Hatman in. Woo. You can do a little better woo there. All right, Patrick, I forgot about us snagging the defensive line coach. That puts the icing on the cake and then cherry on top. Our D is going to shine big time this year. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the more feared defenses out there. And again, just because of the aggression, I don't care what sport it is. If you impose your will on people, they do make mistakes. Yes, some people are going to beat it, but can they beat it repeatedly over the course of a game? That's where I think most people struggle. And I don't care if it's basketball, volleyball, baseball, soccer, or football. You hit people, you knock them around, somebody's going to eventually make mistakes. And once you get one or two mistakes against a blitzing team, now you get 3 or 4 because people start getting a little tight. Like I said, that video I'm working on to break it down, the coaching cam or whatever with you guys, I'll just put it this way. I started off with a playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And from a body mechanical standpoint, you can see as the game went on how it was affecting Baker Mayfield. You'd see more double clutching of the football. Is that a huge thing? No. But when you think you read something and then you hesitate with that clutch and now you force the pass, it's usually a half second or so off. And you see it on a lot of different things. We'll point it out. I started working on the Denver game, breaking it down. I'll probably do like 3 or 4 games for highlights, maybe like a 20 to 30-minute video on it, and we'll go through it all. All right, Berg time, what do you got? Our secondary is a lot better now, so we will see. Yes, I think it'll be fun to watch it. Yes, and 100%. I think that secondary is going to be set up to succeed. All right, Broski, Silver Server, are you saying Houston and Davenport will both have more sacks than Hutch? No chance that happens. Could it be? I mean, there's a lot of things I think, and who knows who's going to lead the team. I'm not here to debate that, but I think you're going to see multiple guys that maybe didn't pop up on people's radars in the preseason have big years just because you can't block them all. Somebody's going to slip by. I do think Hutch is going to have a pretty good year, but that doesn't mean somebody else couldn't statistically have more sacks than him. This could happen. So who knows? And by the way, Broski, good morning to you. Hopefully have a great holiday. All right, Ed, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. Would you call the season a bust if Lions go 17-1? Boy, that's yeah. If that was their final record, yeah, it'd probably be a little disappointing. Have such a great regular season and then flame out in the playoffs, yeah, that would probably raise some eyebrows, but we'll see what happens. Berg time. Hope everyone has a great day. See everyone next Saturday. Go Lions. Woo! Yeah, well, good morning to you, Berg. If you're taking on off, go have some fun, man, and just enjoy the day. JDC, I see what you did there, Coach. Thank you. Jason Kurt Steele in the house. Yes, he is the man, the myth, the eternal legend. It is true, by the way. I think the Lions are going to announce it next week. They're putting a gold statue of him, Lord of the Rings style, in front of the gates of Ford Field. So look forward to that. You can see the stoic pose of him looking up. All right, here we go. Have a great day, Berg. Yes. J. Rod, 17 games, 17-1. Yeah, it means losing the first game of the postseason. Yes, that would be a bit of a problem. That would be a very Dallas Cowboys thing to do. All right, Broski, I don't see Kurt Steele. Did he block me too? That I don't know. That I do not know. Donkey Kong 17-0. All right, Donkey Kong 17-1 is bounced in the playoffs. Correct. All right, Hookadoo, welcome in, Kurt. Grit, yes, Kurt is always welcome here. JDC, I see you, Broski. You're a hoot. Yes, Broski is a hoot. I like him. I get he's a Bears fan, but it is what it is. Rocky, glad I got the show to watch and listen to. Thunder and Lightning up north here, so got the coffee and settled on in. We'll settle on in, stay warm, and enjoy the show, man. Broski, JDC, yep, and Nux and explosive fireworks. Broski, win the division in a playoff game 2 years in a row, and then you can start saying you are a hell of a squad. Till then, it was just a fluke. Well, let's hope it's not just a fluke then. Let's make it a regular thing. J-Rod, Fairley and Williams, core coaches. Yes, and I won't be surprised if they both have, Fairley, I get it. He's had, repeated years here in Detroit. And I won't be surprised that at some point next year or whatever, somebody tries to offer him a coaching job, move him on up the ranks, whatever it is. Whether or not he wants to go, that I don't know. As far as Williams, like I already said in the show, I anticipate the defense is going to be pretty good this year. He's got one heck of a reputation around the league. I could see after this year him going on somewhere to be a defensive coordinator somewhere else. And it stinks to lose people, players, front office people, coaches, but it's also a sign of respect. People get they want what you're doing. They identify you have a lot of good things, and they want that a part of their organization. All right, J-Rod, Bobo, or Boo-Boo. All right, we are coming for your Bears, like swatting mosquitoes. There we go. Going for Broski. Yes, we're coming for the Bears, without question. All right, JDC and J-Rod, is it me or are the Michigan mosquitoes getting bigger and badder? They might be. They've been eating well, apparently. All right, Broski, exactly, JDC, JDS, all right. Hatman, don't be sleeping on Betts. Ooh, 6 to 8 sacks. All right, Betts, Matthew Betts in the house. All right, we'll see what he can do. J-Rod at JDC, and a lot more. Where did those mofos come from? I don't know, man, but I know up in the UP the last few years, they have seemed to have gotten bigger and a lot more aggressive. Rocky, what do you got? Hope AG doesn't get to compliant with thinking the D is good enough. Just doesn't have to send pressure. No, I think you're going to see pressure repeatedly. Yes, so I think he doesn't get too complacent with it and just keeps going after him. I just think that's more of his modus operandi, what he prefers, and let him go out there and do it then. All right, Broski, exactly, JDC. Bo, JDC mosquitoes. Mosquito is the Alaska state bird. Ooh, Michigan has a ways to go. That's a good one, man. Don, good show as always. Thanks, Don, and hopefully having a great morning and a great holiday. All right, Rocky M, what do you got? Complacent, not compliant. Spell check. Yeah, I was taking me a minute there to get it. So, but I eventually figured it out. All right, Hatman. Let's see, JDC. They are huge this year, 100%. Broski, just do it with Dan and the Duke Crew. Thanks for that, Broski, and hopefully you have a great holiday, man. All right, JDC, Bo Booth. One of those Michigan mosquitoes picked up one of my Chihuahua. Yeah, well, easy. Okay. All right, go with that. Silver Server, Broski, sometimes things go a different way. Hutch will be the one double team. That's probably true. Him and DJ Reader will probably be the most double team guys. At least the beginning of the season until they realize they have to keep an eye on that right side end. Yes, we really get something on that other end, then yeah, that's going to make it real tough for blocking assignments. Teams might have to leave in a 6th and 7th guy. If you do that, then you ain't got anybody running routes. Or at least not many. Ed, it's the off season, just having fun. Lions Super Bowl or bust. Woo! Yeah, that's all it is, Ed. Off season. Hey, have a little fun with it. Go with it. All right, JDC, Motor City Duke Crew, always. Broski, Silver Surfer, hit the at and type the fist 2 letters of the person's name, and then their name will pop up and you can select. All right, very good. All right, Broski, J Rod, your picture is cool. Yes. Patrick, we done. Yes. Amy, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Watched the movie with my daughter-in-law. The movie was Mother of the Bride. The opening scene, they were at a college, and you can see a sign saying, Go Lions. Woo! Well, hey, I'll have to check that one out sometime. Maybe get a clip for it for the show. All right, Patrick, we didn't have a single mosquito here in Michigan. They are all married and have large families. There you go. Let's see. J-Rod Broski, thank you. J-Rod, have a great holiday. Great show, coach and crew. Bump a deed. Yeah. All right. And Pierce, good morning, Duke Crew. Who else is ready to see Stafford crying on his back again? Yes, that will be a thing on opening day. And I think Stafford's going to take a little bit of a beating. Oh, on 100%. All right, JDC, Coach Dan, I take this time to salute you. No, I salute you, JDC, and thanks. All right, guys, hey, gave you a little bit of even bonus time, so it's been over a half hour. I got to get going, get things handled. Otherwise, I will get yelled at. So, all right, hopefully y'all have a good one. If there's some breaking news today, which I really doubt today, but if it does happen, I'll try to get on the mic later. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making a push to get to 6,800 subs, about 80-some subs away. So if you help out with that, it'd be great. Also, if you take a real quick second time, hit the thumbs up button. Helps the channel out a lot. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.